All right, embattled New York Mayor Eric Adams pleading not guilty to federal corruption charges yesterday in a Manhattan court. His attorney doubling down on his client's innocence and distancing the mayor from an advisor whose phone was seized by the feds.
The entire body of evidence is one staffer that says there was a conversation. What you have not learned is that that staffer has lied. When that staffer was first interviewed, that staffer said that Mayor Adams knew nothing about this, he was not involved in this, and that he is innocent. They have that information.
So here to react is New York criminal defense attorney and constitutional expert Ken Belkin. Ken, thanks for being with us this morning. So let's go over the charges first. They read as follows. 1 count conspiracy to commit wire fraud, federal program bribery, and to receive campaign contributions by foreign nationals. Another count of wire fraud, 2 counts of solicitation of a contribution by a foreign national. There are allegations he was an unregistered foreign agent. This ties back to the Turkish government. So we have 2 things going on, I think, we need to hold in our head. Serious allegations, influence on a politician by a foreign government, but yet not that salacious in terms of the details of what he is alleged to have received. Flight upgrades, discounted hotels.
Yeah, we've got allegedly a scheme that dates back to 2016, where the mayor, then Brooklyn Borough president, received about 11 upgrades to business class on flights to Turkey and other parts of the world, China and Paris, and he received a discount stay at the St. Regis in Istanbul. And what did he get for this 10-year scheme for upgrades? Well, the Turkish government may have gotten their consulate's fire inspection expedited. Seems a little shaky that a 10-year scheme would result in a fire inspection expedition.
And yet it's obviously, first of all, do you think that this indictment, and we know only so much. We know that there are some staffers involved, as we mentioned yesterday, a phone seized from one of his staffers. His response sounds a little bit like Donald Trump's response into some of these DOJ investigations. He feels like he has been targeted by a weaponized DOJ, and I think the implication is because of the stance he's taken on illegal immigration.
Well, look, let's be clear. He's the mayor of one of the largest cities, if not the largest in America, and he is the only prominent Democrat who has voiced criticism of the Biden-Harris administration's failed immigration policy. That's a fact. And look, you've got Donald Trump on camera a year ago saying, hey, look, this guy's critical. He may end up indicted. Well, Donald Trump's not a psychic, as far as I know, but there is something going on. And people have raised the specter that maybe our prosecutors are being weaponized for political purposes. And it's certainly something every American should be concerned about.
I think it's something we have to throw into our consideration. And we also have to consider, as we've talked about, you and I here, that it doesn't feel like a huge bribery scheme at this point in terms of what he received and what was perhaps returned to the Turkish government. At the same time, American politicians under the influence of foreign governments, a massive issue.
Massive issue. We don't want it. And there is a second aspect to this indictment, that he solicited foreign campaign contributions. But remember, all the evidence hinges on one Adams staffer who is not named in this indictment. He's referred to as Adams staffer number 1, I believe. He's not named in the indictment. He's not named as a co-defendant, which means this guy is a cooperating witness with the government. And he may have an axe to grind with his former boss. He may have his own criminal exposure because he admitted to them that he was involved in a straw campaign donor scheme. Whether or not the mayor actually knew about it remains to be seen.
Well, we'll see if this thing holds weight, if the charges are as valid as insinuated. But the issue of American politicians under the influence of foreign governments is something I think that we should be giving a lot more attention to. And let's hope that Mayor Adams isn't just a weaponized victim of this, but maybe the start of looking at how many politicians are under the influence of foreign governments. But appreciate you shining light on this specific case as we need to start following this. Thank you so much, Ken.
Thanks for
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.